Imagine your dream home turning into a financial nightmare overnight. Across the U.S., housing markets are cracking under sky-high prices, soaring insurance costs, and ballooning inventories. Could your city be next? In 2025, some places are teetering on the edge of collapse. Stick around as we count down the 10 U.S. cities facing a housing market apocalypse. Let's dive in. Number 10. Denver, Colorado. Denver, the mile-high city, was once a magnet for tech workers and outdoor lovers. But in 2025, its housing market is gasping for air. The median home price sits at $581,000, over 8.5 times the city's median household income of $67,000. That's a recipe for unaffordability. With mortgage rates hovering around 6.8%, monthly payments for a typical home exceed $3,600 before taxes and insurance. No wonder buyers are backing off. Inventory is piling up fast. According to Redfin, Denver saw a 14% year-over-year increase in listings in Q1 2025, with homes lingering for 41 days on average, double the 21 days in 2023. Over 30% of sellers are slashing prices, a clear sign of trouble. The tech sector, a key driver of demand, is slowing, with layoffs at major employers dampening buyer confidence. Plus, overbuilding during the pandemic boom has left new condos and suburban homes unsold. Insurance costs are another gut punch. Colorado's wildfire risks have pushed premiums up by 25% since 2023, with some homeowners paying $4,500 annually. Renters aren't spared either. Vacancy rates hit 8.2%, and rents dropped 3% last year as overbuilt apartment complexes struggle to fill units. Denver's still got its mountains and charm, but in 2025, its housing market is on shaky ground. If economic headwinds intensify, Denver could slide further into correction territory. Tips/agentlaunch.com, blog housing market declining prices. Number 9. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans, the Big Easy, is known for jazz, gumbo, and Mardi Gras. But its housing market? It's hitting a sour note. The median home price is $268,000. Which sounds affordable until you factor in the city's median household income of just $47,000. Housing costs eat up over 40% of monthly income for many residents, far above the recommended 30%. Affordability is crumbling, and buyers are scarce. Listings are stacking up like beads at a parade. Redfin reports homes now sit for 90-plus days, with 1 in 4 listings cutting prices in Q1 2025. Inventory surged 20% year-over-year as sellers compete in a shrinking buyer pool. The city's population has dropped by 44,000 since 2020, per U.S. Census data, reducing demand further. Add in a rising crime rate. New Orleans ranks among the top 10 highest for violent crime, and buyers are getting cold feet. Hurricane risks are a massive issue. Insurance premiums have doubled since 2022, averaging $4,000 annually, as major insurers exit Louisiana. Overbuilding hasn't helped. Developers kept constructing through the 2020s boom, but demand fizzled. Vacancy rates in upscale neighborhoods hit 12%, and new condos sit empty. New Orleans' soulful vibe is undeniable, but its housing market in 2025 is a risky bet. A correction here could deepen if sales keep stalling. https://agentlaunch.com, blog, housing market declining prices. Number 8. Boise, Idaho. Boise was the darling of the pandemic housing boom, with prices soaring 80% from 2020 to 2022. But in 2025, this Idaho gem is losing its shine. The median home price, now $490,000, is down 12% from its $515,000 peak, Yet it's still 7 times the city's median income of $66,000. With mortgage rates at 6.9%, monthly payments near $3,500, pricing out first-time buyers. Inventory is flooding the market. Zillow reports a 35% year-over-year increase in listings, with homes sitting for 60 days, triple the frenzy of 2021. Nearly 40% of sellers are cutting prices, and new neighborhoods in suburbs like Meridian are dotted with for sale signs. Overbuilding is a key culprit. Developers went wild, but demand crashed as remote workers stopped relocating. Boise's population growth slowed to 1% in 2024, down from 2.3% in 2021, per census data. The rental market is hurting too. Vacancy rates hit 10%, and rents dropped 5.8% in 2024, squeezing investors who banked on Airbnb profits. Property taxes are up 15% since 2022, adding to the pain. Boise's outdoor charm and low crime rate are still draws, but its housing market is in free fall. If buyer hesitation persists, Boise could face a deeper crash by year-end. https://agentlaunch.com blog, Housing Market Declining Prices. Number 7. San Antonio, Texas. San Antonio, with its vibrant Riverwalk and rich Tex-Mex culture, rode the Texas housing boom like a rodeo star. But in 2025, this market is stumbling hard. The median home price is $305,000, up 42% since 2019, but that's a tough pill to swallow when the city's median household income is just $56,000. With mortgage rates at 6.8%, monthly payments for a typical home hit $2,400, way out of reach for many locals. Inventory is exploding like confetti at a fiesta parade. Redfin reports a 38% year-over-year surge in listings, with homes now lingering for 63 days, up from 28 in 2022. Nearly 1 in 3 sellers is slashing prices, and new subdivisions in suburbs like Cibolo and Schertz are struggling to sell. Overbuilding is a big issue. Developers flooded the market during the 2020s boom, but demand has fizzled as out-of-state buyers cool off. Investors are bailing too. Stricter short-term rental laws and rising property taxes, up 18% since 2022, are crushing Airbnb profits. Rents dipped 3.5% in 2024, and vacancy rates hit 9% per Zillow. Job growth in logistics and tech is slowing, with local employers reporting cautious hiring. San Antonio's cultural charm and low cost of living are still draws, but its housing market is on a collision course. If buyer demand doesn't rebound, this Texas star could face a serious correction by 2026. Number 6. Miami, Florida. Miami's glitzy skyline and beachy vibes made it a post-COVID housing superstar, but in 2025, storm clouds are gathering. The median home price is $580,000, up 60% since 2020, but the city's median household income of $57,000 can't keep up. That's a price-to-income ratio of over 10, one of the worst in the U.S. With mortgage rates at 6.9%, monthly payments for a typical home are pushing $4,200, a financial death sentence for most buyers. Inventory is surging like a hurricane. Active listings jumped 28% year-over-year per Redfin, with condos in downtown Miami sitting for 90-plus days. Over 30% of homes are seeing price cuts, and the Airbnb bubble is popping. New regulations and oversupply have slashed rental returns by 15% since 2023. Florida's insurance crisis is brutal here. Premiums in Miami-Dade County average $6,500 annually, up 40% since 2022, as insurers flee due to hurricane risks. Foreign investment, once a market lifeline, is drying up. Transactions from Latin American buyers dropped 41% in 2024, per the National Association of Realtors. Climate concerns aren't helping. Rising sea levels and FEMA flood zone redesignations have spiked costs. Miami's nightlife and beaches are still iconic, but its housing market is cooling fast. If investor confidence keeps fading, Miami could be staring down a full-blown crash. Number 5. Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville's country music charm and tech-fueled growth turned it into a housing market rock star, but in 2025, the tune is turning sour. The median home price is $460,000, up 45% since 2020, while the city's median household income sits at $65,000. That's a 7-to-1 price-to-income ratio, stretching affordability to the breaking point. Mortgage rates at 6.8% push monthly payments to $3,300, pricing out first-time buyers. Listings are piling up like guitars at a honky-tonk. Zillow reports a 30% increase in homes for sale since 2024, with 35% of sellers cutting prices. Homes now sit for 52 days, double the 2022 average. The remote work wave that fueled Nashville's boom is fading as companies demand office returns, and tech layoffs, Meta and Amazon trimmed local staff in 2024, are dampening demand. Overbuilding is a massive issue. Neighborhoods like East Nashville and the Nations are flooded with new condos and townhomes, but buyers aren't biting. Rental markets are struggling too. Rents dropped 4% in 2024, and vacancy rates hit 8% per Redfin. Tighter Airbnb rules have pushed short-term rental owners to sell, adding to the glut. Nashville's food scene and vibrant culture are still magnetic, but its housing market is losing rhythm. A deeper correction looms if demand doesn't recover soon. Number 4. Dallas, Texas. Dallas, the city of big dreams and bigger hair, has been a Texas powerhouse for years. But in 2025, its housing market is buckling under its own weight. The median home price is $426,000, up 60% since 2019, while the median household income lags at $67,000. That's a price-to-income ratio of over 6, pushing affordability out of reach. With mortgage rates at 6.7%, monthly payments for a typical home hit $3,300, a heavy lift for most families. Inventory is swelling like a Texas thunderstorm. Redfin reports a 34% year-over-year increase in listings, with homes sitting for 50 days on average, up from 25 in 2022. Over 30% of sellers are cutting prices, and new subdivisions in Frisco and Plano are struggling to move. Overbuilding is a key culprit. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metro added 45,000 new homes from 2021 to 2024, but buyer demand has tanked. Corporate layoffs in tech and logistics, AT&T and Texas Instruments trimmed staff in 2024, are drying up the buyer pool. The rental market's not faring much better. Vacancy rates hit 9.5%, and rents dropped 3% in 2024 per Zillow. Investors who scooped up properties for short-term rentals are now selling at a loss, with 25% of listings investor-owned. Property taxes, up 20% since 2022, are squeezing homeowners further. Dallas still boasts a vibrant economy and iconic skyline, but its housing market is out of sync. If economic tremors hit, this Lone Star giant could face a hard fall. Number 3. Austin, Texas. Austin was the golden child of the housing boom, with its tech scene and live music drawing crowds like moths to a flame. But in 2025, this market is crashing back to earth. The median home price, now $519,000, is down 9% from its $570,000 peak in 2022, yet it's still nearly 7 times the city's median income of $78,000. Mortgage rates at 6.8% push monthly payments to $4,000, pricing out all but the wealthiest buyers. Inventory is exploding faster than a South by Southwest crowd. Active listings surged 39% year-over-year per Redfin, with 42% of homes seeing price cuts. Homes now sit for 55 days, triple the 2021 frenzy. Overbuilding in suburbs like Leander and Georgetown has left new developments half empty, with builders offering 2-to-1 buy-downs to lure buyers. Tech layoffs, Meta, Google, and Oracle cut Austin jobs in 2024, have gutted demand from high-income transplants. Property taxes are a silent killer, up 25% since 2022, while the rental market is tanking. Rents fell 4.1% in 2024, and vacancy rates hit 8.5% per Zillow. Stricter Airbnb rules have forced owners to dump properties, flooding the market further. Migration has slowed. New arrivals from California dropped 20% since 2021 per census data. Austin's quirky charm and food trucks are still a draw, but its housing market is in a tailspin. A broader economic dip could turn this correction into a full-blown crash. Number 2. Raleigh, North Carolina. Raleigh, the heart of the Research Triangle, was a darling of the 2020s housing boom, fueled by tech jobs and affordable living. But in 2025, this market is teetering on the edge. The median home price is $435,000, up 50% since 2020, while the median household income is $72,000. That's a 6-to-1 price-to-income ratio, stretching affordability thin. With mortgage rates at 6.9%, monthly payments hit $300-400, shutting out first-time buyers. Listings are piling up like leaves in fall. Zillow reports a 32% year-over-year increase in inventory, with homes lingering for 48 days, double the 2022 average. Over 35% of sellers are cutting prices, and new subdivisions in Cary and Apex are struggling to sell. Overbuilding is a major issue. Developers added 20,000 new homes from 2021 to 2024, but demand has cooled as remote workers stop relocating. The tech sector, once a growth engine, is faltering. Layoffs at IBM and Cisco in 2024 have dampened buyer confidence, and job growth slowed to 1.5%, down from 3% in 2022, per Bureau of Labor Statistics. Rental markets are hurting too. Rents dropped 3.8% in 2024, and vacancy rates hit 9%, per Redfin. Rising property taxes, up 15% since 2022, add to the pain. Raleigh's green parks and vibrant culture are still appealing, but its housing market is on the brink. If buyer hesitation persists, Raleigh could face a painful correction. Number 1. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, the desert dynamo that ruled the housing market for a decade, is now ground zero for a potential collapse in 2025. The median home price sits at $429,000, up 70% since 2019. But the city's median household income of $66,000 can't keep up. That's a price-to-income ratio of over 6, putting affordability in the danger zone. With mortgage rates at 6.9%, monthly payments for a typical home hit $3,200, a budget buster for most families. Inventory is swelling like a monsoon flood. Zillow reports a 31% year-over-year increase in listings, with homes lingering for 60-plus days, triple the 2021 frenzy. Nearly 45% of homes in Maricopa County have slashed prices, and new developments in Buckeye and Queen Creek are sitting unsold. Overbuilding is a massive issue. Developers added 50,000 new homes from 2021 to 2024, but demand has crashed. Population growth slowed to 1% in 2024, down from 2.3% in 2021, per U.S. Census data, as remote workers and retirees look elsewhere. The warning signs are flashing red. Mortgage delinquencies are up, with foreclosure filings rising 18% year-over-year per RealtyTrack, signaling financial stress for homeowners who bought at the peak. Insurance costs are soaring due to extreme heat and wildfire risks, with premiums averaging $3,500 annually, up 30% since 2022. The rental market is crumbling too. Rents are flat, Vacancy rates hit 10%, and short-term rental saturation is tanking Airbnb returns. Phoenix's sunny weather and sprawling suburbs are still a draw, but its housing market is a textbook bubble ready to burst. If economic tremors hit in 2025, Phoenix could crash harder than any city on this list. From Phoenix's desert meltdown to Denver's mountain slide, these 10 cities are sounding the alarm for a housing market apocalypse in 2025. Skyrocketing prices, ballooning inventories, and crushing costs are turning dream homes into financial traps. Whether it's overbuilding, tech layoffs, or insurance nightmares, the cracks are impossible to ignore. But here's the silver lining. Knowledge is power. If you're buying, selling, or investing, now's the time to tread carefully. Research your market, crunch the numbers, and don't get caught in the collapse. Which city shocked you the most? Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Stay savvy, and don't let the housing market apocalypse catch you off guard.